It's hard to believe that it's already September, right? And I just realized that I haven't really provided any updates to you, any channel updates for quite some time. So this is it. This is the channel update of September 2022, where we're gonna look back to the last couple of months and we'll talk about what has happened here on the channel during those months, and I'll also give you a bit of an outlook on what you can expect content-wise in the near future here on the channel. Let's do this. Hey there underwater filmmakers, welcome back to the channel and today's channel update. Now the last channel update has been quite some time ago, back in July this year, and ever since a lot of things have happened here on the channel, and therefore this video might turn out to be a little longer than usual. If you're a little time restricted, don't worry, as always I have divided this video into individual chapters. You can look them up down in the video description below this video and you can just jump to the chapters that interest you personally the most. Otherwise, if you do have enough time, well, feel free to grab a cup of coffee or tea, lean back and enjoy the video today, as we're gonna be going back and doing a bit of a throwback to the last couple of months and looking at what has happened here on the channel since the last channel update. One of the first things that I want to mention is that I have found, personally for me, the best smartphone housing that there is on the market at the moment. That was one of my key moments in the past couple of months here on the channel. It is the Dive Fork C-Touch 4 Max. That's the name of the underwater housing that I'm talking about. Some of you might have seen my review that I've done a couple of months ago already. I will link it up here. If you haven't seen it, you can go and check that out. The reason for this being my personal favorite smartphone underwater housing is because it enables you to use the touch screen of your smartphone even while being underwater and even while using gloves underwater. And this is absolute fantastic, gives you a lot more options using your smartphone underwater. And I've used and tested this smartphone housing with my current iPhone 13 Pro in that combination, and I just love it. So that was one of my highlights in the last couple of months, realizing that you can really get really good footage from your smartphone in combination with such a housing underwater. Another highlight for me during this summer was that I was hired by Red Bull as a video coach for their Creator Academy camp that was held earlier this summer, and I was able to coach and train a handful of very talented, young and motivated videographers in the field of underwater videography. These people didn't really have a lot of experience filming underwater, and for a project that they were doing for Red Bull, they needed to get trained in that field, and I was able to do that for Red Bull, which was really cool. And if you want to hear more about that project as well, I've done a little video about this in the past, so there's going to be a link up here. You can go and check that out if you want to. Obviously, I've done a lot of gear reviews in the past couple of months. There's been a lot of cool new toys that have come out, like underwater scooters. For example, also the Paralens Vaquita 2nd generation, which Paralens was kind enough to send me, and I was able to test it here in the lakes, in the Lake of Zurich. I did a couple of dives here, tested a few features, and I've done a video on my first impressions of the 2nd generation Vaquita camera. The video is going to be linked up here as well, so you can go and check that out if you haven't seen it yet. Obviously, there's going to be more review videos about that camera coming up here on the channel in the near future. I just haven't really had time, and I haven't had the opportunity yet to test it somewhere in, let's say, in some tropical waters. But that's going to come up very soon. Another thing that makes me really happy is that our series reviewing your underwater films has really been accepted incredibly well by you guys, by our audience. And we've been receiving so many new submissions that we've decided to make this a regular thing and just publish a new review of one of your underwater films every single week. Each Thursday we'll publish a review, and we have been publishing a review for a couple weeks now, and this is gonna go on like this. So every Thursday you can expect to see a new review of one of your films. Right now we have about 30 or 35 submissions waiting in the queue, which is incredible, and I'm so thankful to all of you guys allowing us to review your underwater films and trusting us with doing that for you. So thank you very much for that. Just keep in mind that you do need to be a little patient if you do send in a film for review now, because as I said, there is about 30-35 reviews or videos in the queue, which will take us probably about 5, 6, maybe even 7 months before we get to your film if you send it in now. So by all means, keep sending them in. I'm really enjoying receiving these films, watching and reviewing them. But keep in mind to be a little patient when it comes to when we will be reviewing your film and when it will be published on the channel. Another thing that I'm really excited about is that we were able to organize and announce another live underwater videography workshop that is gonna be taking place in Egypt in November. From the 19th to the 26th of November, we'll be going to my personal favorite dive resort in Egypt, which is the Marsa Shagra village, and we'll be holding a underwater videography workshop. The numbers are very limited. We've got only 4 spots still available. We have 1 twin or double room still available, and we have like a shared option for a female and a male. In each a shared twin room available. So if you don't want to miss out on this opportunity and the dates work out for you and you want to just brush up and work intensely on your underwater videography skills, this might be your chance. So feel free to have a look at the trip booklet, which I'll link down in the video description below. And if you're interested in joining us last minute on this trip, feel free to let me know so we can get everything sorted out for you there. And last but not least, I also took place in the Swiss Underwater Championship in underwater video, obviously, which took place 2 weekends ago. And then a weekend or last weekend, I then handed in my finished video to the jury. And now they've got a couple of weeks to watch those videos and decide on a winner and a Swiss champion in the category of underwater video. Now, a little side note to this, I didn't use any of my larger cameras to compete in that Swiss championship. So I didn't use my Red Komodo or my GH5S system to capture the footage for that competition. But I decided to go with my iPhone 13 Pro in the previously mentioned dive fork housing. You might ask yourself why I wanted to use that iPhone and not one of my largest systems to compete in such a competition. Well, basically, this was something that I wanted to prove to myself. I wanted to see if I can, under the that such a competition brings with it, if I can actually use a system as tiny as my smartphone and an underwater housing and still produce a decent film. And I think I did meet that goal. Right now I can't really show you the film yet because it's still in the jury process, but as soon as they have decided and the results have come out, I'll be more than happy to share this film with you here on the channel, and then you can decide for yourselves whether or not such an iPhone and smartphone housing combination is sufficient to compete in such a competition. In my opinion, it definitely is. So that was a long list of things that have happened since the last channel update. Now let's leave that aside and move forward to the things that will happen here on the channel in the near future. First and foremost, I want to announce that I'm introducing a end of summer sale on all my digital products. As summer is ending, winter is sort of coming, days are getting shorter, temperatures are dropping, a lot of people are spending more time inside rather than outside and underwater, and I thought that this is the perfect time for any of you who want to work on your underwater videography skills, get the theory up, and just be prepared for your next dive adventure. So I'm offering you a 50% discount for the upcoming 7 days for all my digital products, like my Learn to Film Underwater course, as well as all the LUT packs that I've got available in my online shop. I will put links down to these products and the online shop down in the video description below, and you can simply use the coupon code end of summer at checkout to get the 50% discount applied. The last couple of weeks have been very exciting for all of us camera enthusiasts, as a lot of manufacturers have released new cameras. For example, Apple released their iPhone 14 Pro with their new features that they've integrated into that camera model. GoPro has released their GoPro 11, DJI has released their Osmo Action 3, amongst many other manufacturers releasing cameras. But those are the 3 that interest me personally the most. I've already ordered all of those. I'm just waiting for them to be delivered, and depending on availability and shipping and all that sort of stuff, it's gonna take a little longer, or they will be here a little earlier. But they should definitely be here in time for me to take them onto the trip to Egypt, where we're gonna have the underwater videography workshop, and I'll have some time there to do some proper testing with all of these cameras. So you can expect review videos as well as comparison videos in between those cameras coming out right after we get back from our trip to Egypt at the end of November. Another thing that I'm really excited about is that I'll be able to go to Madeira Island at the beginning of October. There will be the European Championship in underwater photography and videography held on Madeira Island, and I have gotten the assignment again, sort of similar to last year in Porto Santo, to just cover the entire event, produce social media content throughout the event for the organizers to be able to publish that, and to also create an event clip at the end of the event covering everything that they can use for promotional purposes for their upcoming events. I'm really excited to be there again, be part of that event again, see a lot of familiar faces from the previous events that I've covered, and hopefully also meet some new and cool people in the field of underwater photography and videography. And last but not least, I'm also gonna be spending some more time in the upcoming month creating some more digital products for you that will help you with your underwater filmmaking creation process. For example, new LUT packs for a variety of different cameras, like for example the GoPro Hero 11 or the Osmo Action 3. So to make sure that you're not missing out on any of the things once they get announced here on the channel, please do make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, so you're not missing out on any of these announcements and new videos that will come out here in the near future. And that's pretty much it for today's channel update. I know it was a long one, and thank you very much if you've stuck with me all the way through to the end. If you enjoyed this video, if it was useful or entertaining, please do hit that like button. You know it means a lot to me. And should you have any questions regarding anything we talked about in today's video, feel free to put them down in the comment section below, and I'll be more than happy to get back to you as quickly as I can. Thank you very much for your time. Now head out there and capture those amazing underwater adventures of yours, and I will see you in the next video.